Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and you guys know what time it is. Time to talk about current events in the online fitness community, and today I'm going to spitfire. I'm going to rip OmarIsuf a new one because he really has it coming for this. And it's not because his video had bad information, not because his video had an expert on there that he's even wrong and that the Natty Verified is probably going to fail, or that the drug testing would be extremely expensive. And way outside the scope of what anybody's willing to pay. I'm not going to argue against that. I'm going to argue against his sheer blatant hypocrisy because he pulled a big con in this one. So let me go ahead and put on my +5 hat of speechcraft, lovingly called my +5 hat of autism by many of you, and try not to hit my orc rage mode here. And I guess what offended the hell out of me with Omar is the sheer blatant hypocrisy. And the reason I say that, he jumped up and said this would be the biggest boon to fake natties, like they could use this at their advantage. Omar, your channel in the last year has been one of the biggest boons to fake natties. All right, you don't get to pull the crap that you pulled with Eric Helms and with Greg Knuckles and get hundreds of thousands of views. You don't get to pull that crap that helped fake natties. It props fake natties up and allows fake natties to get away with nonsense. You specifically engineered videos with those two guys to do that. You don't get to do that and then claim that something someone else does that's at least drug testing people. You don't get to claim that that's going to help fake natties. You help fake natties. You made a business out of helping fake natties, and you damn well know it. The reason I say that, that nonsense, that crap that you did with Dr. Helms and with Greg Knuckles saying, oh yeah, the whole fat-free mass index, it's not really true. Yes, it is. And even if you find one hypothetical individual somewhere who's got the right combination of genes to get to 25.2 fat-free mass index at under 10% body fat, because that is the rule. It's not, no one ever says 25 fat-free mass index. It's while being under 10% body fat, because we know that you lose lean mass on a DEXA scan. Particularly when you hit about 10% body fat, you start shedding lean mass pretty quickly without anabolics, and you shed lean mass in your fat tissue. So even on a DEXA scan, when you start hitting those, you can have someone who's fat with a 27 fat-free mass index. They diet down to 8% body fat, their fat-free mass index will drop to like 24.5. It'll drop under 25. It will go under. Even if they were at 27 while at 25% body fat, it will drop under. It happens every single time. Plenty of people who've monitored weight loss in athletes on DEXA scans know this. It will drop. So it is about the 10%. And you pulled that crap with these two guys defending fake natties because you guys wanted to make an academic argument. Well, that academic argument is all well and good if that was really the point, but both of these guys do business with some fake natties. You're in business with them. All right, that was all about giving a scientific cop-out for the guy who's on a bro split, who has a leg day once a week, who's walking around at 27 fat-free mass index at contest time, claiming natural. Buy his supplements, buy his program. He's got the awesome leg day for you. A bunch of machines for 20 sets. Doesn't train his legs again for a whole week. Yeah, that ass clown. That's who you guys are propping up with that nonsense, because it is nonsense. And because you guys jumped up and said it, it's this assumption now that, oh, anybody who's over that limit now at 8% body fat can just claim it and they have the support of your science guys. Well, that's not reality. Those people don't really exist. That's a hypothetical person who could surpass that. And if you found that rare individual, the odds are there's not 27 of them on Instagram. And they're all probably not running bro splits with a leg day once a week. So you don't get to pull that shit, Omar, and you know it. You have helped fake natties in the last year more than any other YouTube channel. You personally. So you're a hypocrite, and I'm just going to call you on that. Now, that being said, do I think that your testing guy has a lot of valid points? Yes, absolutely. Do I think that Natty Verified is going to work? No, I don't. But here's why I want to give Greg credit. Greg at least is willing to put some money up. He's willing to do something about something that he perceives as a problem, that a lot of us perceive as an issue in this industry. Look, most of us know it's a problem in the industry unless you're profiting off of it. A lot of people are profiting off of it. You're in business with people who are profiting off of it, Omar. At least he said, okay, hey, I want to bring awareness to it. Let's talk about drug testing. Let's talk about it. I'll put up some of my own money. I'll pay for some of it. And he did. He's paid out of pocket for that stuff. He's already had some guys tested. He paid out of his own pocket, out of his business expenses. I'll give some credit for that. And I'm not saying it's foolproof or that it's even remotely close to being able to work. But could it catch a few guys? Yeah, possibly. Because let's be honest here. A lot of the fake natties are really stupid. I mean, seriously, if you've been studying training for 7 or 8 years and you claim you know about lifting and you still think that you're supposed to have a leg day once a week, like some of these dumbasses, you're probably not very bright. You're probably not very educated on anything related to the human body other than what you read in Flex magazine. They're probably not the brightest apples in the cart. I don't think that's a real expression. Sharpest tool in the shed, perhaps. They probably aren't. They probably aren't going to be able to figure out how to get through the testing, so it might actually catch a few, right? Of course. But I'm going to give credit for him at least bringing awareness to it, and if nothing else, he created something for everybody to talk about, to get everyone's attention, for everybody to get interest, for people to listen, to entertain people. He created a talking point, right? Greg created a talking point, even if it doesn't lead to anything productive. Created an interesting talking point, and he put his own money and resources up to do it. All right, so fair enough, man. You can't really knock that. I don't think that we can. Even from a business perspective, let's say Greg did it purely for a business move. People say that, well, it was a damn good business move. Like, I see that, and if someone says, hey, Greg did that purely as a business move, you'd be like, well, Greg's a pretty good businessman. He's a pretty smart businessman at that point. You might want to take some business advice from him at that point then, because that was actually a pretty good move if that's the case. Again, credit where credit is due. But, here's the problem we run into. People are going to get around it. And then come back to the same thing, Omar. I'm going to throw some shade on this here. All right, Omar. You're like, I'll take your test anytime, anywhere. Yeah, because if you said no, guess what? If you said no, it's going to make you look guilty as hell. So you have to say yes. You have to say yes. Well, here's the problem. Who else all are you in business with? You're in business with Greg Nuckols, Dr. Eric Helms. You are in business with them. You do business with these guys. You have business ventures with them. You want to see the problem here? Yeah, a guy agrees to take one of the cheaper, easier drug tests to pass. It's got ways around it. Who is in business with guys who have the biochemistry knowledge to get around the test. You have business partners who could help you get through the test if you chose to use stuff and cheat. I'm not saying Omar necessarily a fake natty. A lot of people say he is. Anyone who does up and says, I'm going to work a bunch of grains by finally training my arms after I got a 375 bench after over a decade of training, I don't know, man. That starts to be suspect if you do gain any size. If you do gain any size from the bro training, I think that's highly suspect at that point, Omar. So let's watch and see. But therein lies the problem. You're someone who is in business with people who do profit a little bit off fake natties, who have the specific scientific and education knowledge necessary to bypass the test. You're business partners with them. Of course, you're going to jump up and offer to take the test. Whether you're natty or not, it's irrelevant at that point because you have the skills to cheat and pass it if you choose to. If you chose to go on gear, maybe let's say you are natural and you chose to go on gear tomorrow. You have the experts in your arena to help you walk and dance right around that test like it's nothing. Wouldn't be a big deal, would it? Of course you're going to say yes. That doesn't work as a defense when people know who you are, who you associate with. They know how this testing works. Now, let's get over to the real point. He is right in the sense that it's not necessarily going to work, that effective drug testing is very expensive. Very expensive. And it was estimated by your expert that I believe that each influencer to get proper drug testing through the year would be about $15,000 in cost. Well, so if you take 10 YouTubers, 10, or Instagram people, that's $150,000 a year to test them. If you want to test 6 times that amount, 60 of them, it's $1 million a year. $1 million, that's a lot. So that's a problem. That is a problem. And that's not even foolproof, but people would have to be really, really smart to get around it. So I have that, and I guess the one last thing before I close it, I also want to rip Omar on, and this is why another reason too was the thing that rubbed me the wrong way was he mentioned that this could be a boon to them. No, he has been. Number two, he literally played that card. I don't know anything about steroids. Okay, you are in the fitness industry. You have over a decade of training experience. You rub shoulders with a lot of big names. You rub shoulders with people who are fake natties. You rub shoulders with people who use anabolics openly. There is no way in your decade plus experience in this industry that you haven't sat down a dozen times and had lengthy conversations with steroid users. Okay, there is no way anybody has been training as long as you have and been in any of these circles around different competitive lifters or anyone else who hasn't had numerous lengthy conversations about gear. There is no way. There is no way you were ignorant about them. It's not believable. Like, it's not even imaginable. There is nobody in this industry who has been in the game as long as any of us have who haven't had numerous face-to-face conversations with people and experts and other people who use about what all these different drugs are. You've at least had a morbid curiosity and probably sat down for an entire weekend hanging out with some of the gear users talking. There's no way that you haven't, because everyone in the game does, even people who say, hey, I heard all about it, I listened, I chose to stay natural. But everybody in the game knows all about it. Everybody. Even if they hear it and say, well, I choose not to do it, I don't want to deal with those risks. Nobody's buying that. So for you to stand right there and be that lying about it, came across as so disingenuous to me. It came across as so disingenuous to me, your facial expressions and then you stating that as if that was believable as long as you've been in this game, that it made the entire video feel like a con. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Says me. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.